Hello and welcome to my Media Museum. This is episode 17 of our Mixed Box 11 45 RPM vinyl records collection here at the museum. And we're starting off with the Moody Blues and Gemini Dream. So, I know the song, can't sing it for you, but it is a really popular song off their Long Distance Voyager album, which did very well for them in 1981. I remember there was a number of songs off of that album that did pretty well. B-side being Painted Smile, which isn't a song that I'm as familiar with. Now that's an awful dark label with silver paint, so that might have been a little difficult to see. We'll make sure that we got a good shot of it there where you can read it before moving on to the next one in the stack, which is Dean Friedman. I know a Marty Friedman, but I don't know a Dean Friedman. Almost looks like Friedman, but I know it's Friedman because of Marty. But anyways, Ariel. The only Ariel I know is The Little Mermaid, and I don't remember any song being Ariel. 1977 is telling us here. Hit number 26. May of 77. So, Life Song. I have seen that logo before, but that is kind of an interesting distributor that you don't run across on a daily basis anyways. B-side is a song called Funny Papers. Zigzags, or are we talking the Peanuts? Yeah, that could probably, quite possibly be comical, if not a novelty song, but who knows? Funny Papers by Dean Friedman, whom I don't know. So, we're going to have a bunch of don't knows in here. I've fair warned you about that, and we're getting into the stack where things just didn't ring any bells for me at all. But they're still cool to look at, and a lot of them I do know. If I take the time to put them on and give them a spin, the bells start ringing sometimes. And sometimes they don't, but it's kind of cool too to find a really great song from back in the day that just sounds like that time. It's classic from the period, even though you don't know it. Some music can be timeless, and sometimes it can scream its origins for you. Spit it out. Okay, now we got Tommy Edwards, hit number 1 in August of 1958 with It's All in the Game. This is a Band of Gold series, Polydor's reissues, so that's kind of interesting that the B-side is Love Is All We Need. Love, love, love. It's all you need. Hit number 15 in November of 58. So, there again, got back-to-back hits. I'm sure those were not released originally on the same platter like that. Especially with one being from 58. Oh, well, they're both from 58. They may be from the same album. But I seriously doubt the original 45s had that same song on both sides. Now, this is a pretty cool sleeve. I'm pretty familiar with Columbia, and this is not one of their sleeves that I have seen a lot of times. For the best in entertainment, visit your Columbia dealer. Cool. Might be a little safer, too, than other dealers. All right, we got June Valley doing Apple Green. And nice way he utilized the space from somebody removing a price tag if it wasn't him. Hit number 29 in March of 1960. But that does look like it's probably an original, too. This isn't a reissue. That's a Mercury Records. Looks correct for the time period. I would say this is quite likely an original. And it is in awesome shape. Really great shape, if that's something you're familiar with. B-side being, or possibly, in this particular case, it could be the A-side, Oh Why. Oh why, oh why, oh why. That's good. Why ask why when how is so much more fun, right? You know where that's from? If you do, you just scored bonus points. But anyways, not something I'm familiar with. So next up, we've got a Columbia Hall of Fame sleeve, which I've seen quite a few of these as opposed to that last one that was so cool. And we've got the Ripcords doing Hey Little Cobra. Interesting. Wonder if he's talking about the vehicle. It's got to be like a racing theme song, I would guess. But I don't know. Says it hit number 4 in January of 1964. It says it was released in November of 1963 on the original Notations from Columbia's Hall of Fame record distribution label. So that's pretty cool. And B side is a 3-window coupe, which makes me think that that Cobra on the A side is definitely a car. Yeah. I had a Mazda Spider. That was the first car I ever got in my life. Sounds really cool, doesn't it? And yeah, it was a piece of crap, but it got me to my second vehicle. So, but yeah, that was my first vehicle, was a Mazda Spider, and it looked like a Datsun, to tell you the truth. But the 3-window coupe hit number 28 in May of '64. So Ripcords is not a band that I am really familiar with, ever hearing about before. But apparently they did some probably surf music, racer themed, kind of the beach party music kind of stuff at the time. Next up we got Dion, who I have heard of Dion. It says it hit number 2 in January of '63 after being released in December of '62. Ruby Baby. Yeah, there again. Not something rings a bell for me. Let's see what's on the B-side. B-side says it hit number 6. Donna the Prima Donna. Makes me think of that '70s show with Hot Donna. Where are you now? I was just flipping channels the other day and come across this '70s show, and I was thinking about the careers of all the different ones on there. Mila Kunis did pretty good, and the old what's his name again? Ashton Kutcher. He had a pretty fair career, I guess, but for the most part, they didn't do a whole lot. I have seen a little bit of that new the '90s show, and I liked it. What I saw. So, thought potential. The mom and dad were always great characters on that show. But anyways, here's Dion doing Donna the Prima Donna. That's got nothing to do with the '70s show, and there I am just running off the rails on you. Sorry about that. Getting back to the point. This one's kind of got a bit of a funny story. Now, I have an original print of this one. I know for certain. And I've showed it on the channel at some point. Don't ask me which box it was in. But with over 300 videos on the channel, it's in there somewhere, I promise you that. But it's the Cowsills doing Hair. And I did not make a connection when I first got it, and I even listened to it. I thought it was a funny song. To me, it was a novelty song. This guy singing about his hair, his lovely hair, how much he loves his hair. Hit number 2 in March of 1969. Yeah, I was too young then. I wasn't into rock and roll in 1969. Wish I had been. It was a great year for rock and roll, no doubt about it. I was into it in hindsight later. But anyways, I got this movie. The wife was kind of interested in musicals recently, so about the last year or two I picked up quite a few old musicals, and Hair is one of them I've gotten. It's in the stack to watch, but we haven't got there yet. But I am really curious to watch it, especially because of this song. But this is a Band of Gold series, of course, so it's a reissue. And on the B side, at least, is another Cowsills song. If I remember right, I think the original has somebody else on the B side. I think the original is from the play, not the film. But I could be completely off base. I don't want to be speculating. All I know is that the original 45 that I have and have already shown did not have the Rain, the Park, and Other Things on the B side of it. It definitely did not have that song on there. So, but that song apparently hit number 2 in October of 67 or 69. The guy's writing sometimes left a lot to be desired. Clearly 69 here, so I'm sure that is supposed to be a 9. But I'm sure you can understand how I thought it was a 7. But yeah, if you're not familiar with the musical Hair, that's where that song came from. And it is kind of funny, that song, anyways, in particular. And one of these days I'll watch the whole movie as well. Sonny Charles and the Checkmates doing Black Pearl. Well, there again, Pirates of the Caribbean. Black Pearl. It's the only Black Pearl I know. Oh, well, no, wasn't there a, yeah. Oh, what was his name? The Black Pearl album. Just snorting whiskey and drinking cocaine. Oh, can't think of the guy's name right now, but anyways, that's the other Black Pearl. Pat Travers! Yes, Pat Travers, Black Pearl. Great album. Not as good as Go For What You Know. That's my favorite of his, but there again, that's a live, and most lives are basically greatest hits, so I guess you couldn't really count that one. But all right, the Checkmates, LTD, doing Love Is All I Have to Give. Well, sometimes that's enough, isn't it? That's all you need. Cleveland marked as the B-side on this Memories re-release reissue. But it's also interesting that it's Sonny Charles and the Checkmates on this side and just the Checkmates on the B-side. So maybe, possibly, that's an instrumental. And Sonny was singing on Black Pearl. Beats me. Have to throw it on and give it a spin sometime. Not today, though. All right, next we got Sam and Dave. Weren't they the Soul Man? I think Sam and Dave did Soul Man, but I could be wrong. Correct me if I am. That's what the comment section for. Love to have some communications with the viewers on their channel. Love to get your input on some of these things. Some of you out there have been very helpful, especially with pronunciations of things. And I greatly appreciate that. I do have a bit of a speech impediment that I have struggled with my whole life that I think I manage better now than I ever have. And doing this channel has definitely helped get me comfortable with the camera and speaking on live. But hold on, I'm coming. Sam and Dave, hit number 21, June of 1966. Not familiar with it, but it's originally from Stax Records, not Atlantic. So that's interesting to take note of. And then the B-sides, I Thank You, which to me, that's a ZZ Top song. You didn't have to do it, but you did, and I thank you. So the Sam and Dave one, I don't know. Hit number 9 in February 68. And there you go. That wraps up episode 17. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope you come back for part 18. Have a wonderful day.